Hello everyone and welcome back to this Let's Play of Total War 3 Kingdoms with the Radious mod and importantly a sub-mod which affects the morale on the battles. Just pausing there, I'm quite happy with the battles. I mean, I haven't extensively play tested it, we've got a lot further to go. I would have liked the AI to kick my arse a little bit more, but I think that is largely down to CA's the AI basically, which obviously the modders can't really mess around with too much. But look, I'm having fun with the battles. They're longer than vanilla without being too long. The On the campaign side of things, I mean the Three Kingdoms campaign is a good one. Perhaps with the Radious mod, just getting a bit too much money. I don't find myself agonizing over which building upgrade particularly to go for. I think the economy might be a bit too generous. Anyway, let's pick up where we left off. My wife, she increased in her level, so I chose the one of the options to improve her administrative abilities before I started the video. And Gong Sung Zan, our faction leader, he has also leveled up, and he's looking particularly happy about it. And he would be happy because he. In our sort of last episode, we with our backs against the wall, and we'd also refitted our army. Were attacked by our former friend Gong Sung Du in a treacherous betrayal. And I really thought that I'd made two major errors. I'd basically upgraded my troops and so depleted them in the face of the enemy, and we'd also based ourselves in this little fishing village, and so we were surrounded, trapped, and had we lost the battle we would have been annihilated. Now it turned out that those two mistakes, so basically the upgrading of the units and having our backs against the sea, actually turned to our advantage. We ended up with slightly depleted but much better troops in the battle, including these absolute lunatics with these massive two-handed swords, and being within the town allowed us to create bottlenecks to neutralize the enemy's number, and to then use some of our new Counterattack units and cavalry to produce sort of quite a nice flanking move that I was happy about. And so let's have a look at what we can do here. Instinct. I mean, he's already got good instinct, and so the temptation is to just continue to go down that road, get that 15% melee damage for the shock cavalry, 40% melee attack rate. I assume that is his own melee attack rate. More armor piercing damage. Lots more instinct and a charge bonus, and additional resolve. We really haven't struggled when it comes to supply shortage. I thought the Rule of Might, albeit a mod that needs updating, was a little bit more interesting when it came to the supply, made it a little bit more difficult to manage. Let's go down passion route and buff that instinct. So yeah, I was talking about the battle we fought in the last episode, which is well worth having a look at, and our situation has totally changed. We were faced by two armies, backs against the wall, and now following that victory we've actually divided our enemy into depleted forces, and we've given ourselves the breathing space that we needed to allow our second force to come north and allow us to concentrate our forces for our counter-offensive. So let's just bring this this southern army north. In previous episodes we've used diplomacy and a big chunk of cash to secure some peace, at least for now, on our southern border. and I'm hoping that in the sort of the ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire, I suspect, we can push north and secure our northern border permanently. By the looks of this, if we wipe out this this faction of Gonsung Du. So let's see if we can capitalize on our victory now and wipe out these divided smaller forces and go into the battle with a clear superiority. I hate auto-resolving, so even though we have overwhelming numbers, I'm gonna do it manually. Feel free, of course, to skip this video, but I imagine this is only going to take a couple of minutes. When I try and do these Let's Plays, although I haven't been doing them for long, I do try and do them the way I would if I wasn't recording. Ultimately, I don't want the recording of these videos to change my enjoyment of these games, and so in sort of offline recording, I would fight these battles manually, and so that is what I'm going to do on the videos. Right, so maybe, yeah. Look, I was wondering whether in the trees was the best place for that artillery, but look, we don't need to spend too much time on this. I just don't want to let the random chance of the auto resolve grind down my unit. So actually, let's put the horse archers over here and unleash them pretty early on. Let's start the battle, and I want all of these off skirmish mode, because I think if they simply stand their ground and keep firing, they'd probably wipe out many of these units, even if the archers were on the front line. But I've got my spearmen in front, just out of prudence, because I do think they are going to come towards us. Our artillery is firing. Shall we use the fire bolts? Just might be able to set the forest alight. Although they seem to be already hemmed in by the forest as it is. Who do we want to be targeting? I won't target the champion, because that's a little bit gamey. Let's keep our horse archers. This would be a lovely place for an ambush. Ooh. Let's see if we can take out some of these archers. Where's the shot landing? Oof. So our horse archers are engaged up here. Don't get too close. Of course, we've got cavalry in the woods that did suffer in a previous battle through not paying enough attention to that. Let's bring cavalry over here, and are we going to be able to take care of that champion? I think so. I can't imagine there'll be many of these cavalry units left when they do emerge from the trees. Let's so we've got these heavy cataphracts. This champion seems to have chased our horse archers all over the map, but we are whittling them down with the old Parthian shot there, the old swivel in the saddle. These guys seem to have slowed their advance. I think the annihilation of a lot of their brethren is probably making them somewhat reluctant. Our archers should be opening up soon. Oh, fine. So what we'll do, actually, can we melee that guy down? I just want to make sure that we do mop up in this battle, and it does end this army completely. That is just making me think now. I was talking about the battles in the campaign. I think the speed of the battles, I'm not particularly troubled by that. Certainly slower than vanilla. It's probably still too fast, really, for my liking. But you need to balance sort of speed and excitement with sort of tactical and strategic options. I think there's enough that you can at least rely on your front line to hold the enemy for a bit to allow you to do things like flanking moves and these little battles obviously aren't a fair demonstration of anything. But I was just going to say that one of my gripes remains that the archers just do seem to be killing machines. Maybe later on in the campaign, perhaps units will have better armor and be able to stand up to it. Maybe we are just filling low quality militia units full of arrows. But no, look, these guys are a champion, and okay, they've got plenty of units firing at them. But yeah, the armor. It's difficult because I mean, realistically, with all that arrow fire, the horses would have gone down. So yeah, these small battles aren't a fair way of judging either the engine or the mods to that engine. But hopefully, we'll be getting into some larger battles later on in the campaign, anyway. Okay, so we lost 7 now. If I was really boring, I would perhaps reload and see what the auto resolve would have done, but life is too short. Okay, good. So he's further ambushed troops and gained more experience. Just dealing with the fallout there. And has he gained? No. This chap has gained. Enables fire arrows, but he doesn't have any archer units, so one of the few times I'm not going to be barreling down there. Let's go with intensity, as that will help his own cavalry unit. Where can we get to? I don't think we'll be able to. No. Let's Alright. Okay. Well. Any upgrading to do? We could upgrade this. 1.5 million though capacity and less than 500,000. So this is a mail post, and we could upgrade it to a lodge, which will give us more raw income and then a bonus to commerce. Or if we had tea, we could have a tea parlour, which is by the look of it, more raw income, less of a bonus. But look, whilst we don't have tea, let's just get that. Let's just progress where we can with what we've got. Okay, let's advance the turn. My faction are all quite satisfied at the moment, and I'm just wondering if I was rudely interrupted by Kongrong. So a non-aggression pact. Let's just organise these guys into factions. So Kongrong isn't in an alliance. I thought he was, but anyway, non-aggression pact. I mean, I've got no intention of going to war with Kongrong anytime soon, and he's willing to give me $2,000. So yeah, great stuff. I think he's worrying unnecessarily, or perhaps trying to build relations early on in anticipation that we may expand in his direction. I don't know. What's going on here? Probably, yeah, not very much with our northern enemies. They're sort of reeling from their failed offensive, their backstabby, cheaty, dishonourable offensive that was rightfully thrown back. Stone statue of Confucius. Instinct, satisfaction, and a bonus to cavalry. Okay, well, that's a good one. I still don't think they do. They're still not revolutionary. I don't think in terms of the bonuses they give, but I suppose taken together with the character upgrades and mission rewards, etc., and then the reforms. The reforms seem a little bit overpowered on satisfaction. There was one I think we misclicking there. Let's just have a reminder. Was it this one? Okay, you've got to go quite far down the tree. But yeah, 20 plus 20 satisfaction for all your vanguards. And I know that there's similar ones in the other branches as well. Perhaps it's done deliberately so that as you expand, keeping your nobles in line. Perhaps needs to become a little bit easier because you just got more of them. Perhaps it could become quite tedious, but I don't know.
For order.
How far can we move up? Okay, well, let's follow this little path, and looks like we can go a bit further. Can we come right to the border? No. Okay, it's not entirely transparent sometimes exactly how far you can move, or it could just be me being an idiot. Yeah, let's move on. Just gonna have So I'm gonna have a sip of squash. No alcohol tonight. And so non-aggression pact with Liu Bei, and he's gonna give me money. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I am pleased for your gratitude.
Makes a bit more sense than Kong Rong, I think. But to be fair, I'm probably more worried about Liu Bei, so I'm quite happy with that. Welcome those agreements with open arms. Bit of free money as well, effectively. So we've seen our enemies move. Don't think we need to worry about that too much. Okay, so I think the scouting finished. We sent somebody to scout our enemies' commanderies. A bit tempted. Well, do we bother scouting, or are they gonna last that long? Now then, this army is full in the sense of the number of units, but if we look at the units themselves, they're very depleted. And who have we got? So Gongsun Du himself is leading this army, and he needs to be brought to justice for his betrayal. Now then, can't imagine he's going to agree to surrender, seeing as he does outnumber me by over 1,000 men. I think what I'm going to do is we will starve him out, because he's going to start losing supplies pretty quickly. Now I don't know if he's going to let me do that. I suspect he's going to sally forth this turn. Oh, could we bring up? No, let's have a look. So we can reach this potential battlefield this turn by the looks of it, if we force march or march. I don't know why it's just called march, because they do that anyway. It should be force march anyway. So they arrive tired in the battle. Recruitment and replenishment is disabled, and battle initiation is disabled. But I would assume that means we can reinforce. That's all I need to do. So let's see whether we can. Let's see whether we can actually get in range to reinforce, because then so we may well bottle him up, and it could be a little bit of an anti-climax to the campaign. But if he's happy to sit there and starve to death, then we'll certainly let him do that for a couple of turns. Sino-Roman embassy. An additional trade agreement. Let's just have a look at my faction. Does this tell us the trade agreements? Yeah. So we've got 2 trade partners, and we've got the ability to have 2 trade partners. So actually, that's probably not a bad thing to do. As I say, I'm not really concerned on the economic front. I mean, we've got 21k with about 5k coming in, but trade agreements do help your relationships, which is what I'm sort of interested in. What about Han Fu? No, we can't trade with him. Liu Bei? I think we may already be. Well, we can't add anyway. Does anybody want to trade? Obviously not the big dong. No, I've already given this guy, old Zhang, 10 grand to reach a peace agreement with him. So I don't really want to waste any money making him like us more, because resumption of hostilities is only a matter of time, and yeah, I don't want him to benefit from the trade agreement either. So let's close the diplomacy and end this turn, I think. Is there anything we need to upgrade? There's got a bit of a public order problem over here, which is unusual. Do we have any administrators we could? An industrial inspector. Looking at our court and these candidates, perhaps the time is nigh to expand our court. So here, academic. Level 5. Yeah. Welcome aboard. Can you do anything, Chang? Why can't you do anything? Well, that is irritating. Are you unavailable? Because you've only just joined us? We need to cheer up though, buddy. So you desire a higher court position. Wow. You need to make yourself useful then. What about... So why can't... Will it tell me why I can't? Is it because I have just recruited him? I could make him a Grand Excellency. Improves income from industry. So more income from industry or lower recruitment costs, basically. Let's make him a Grand Excellency, although I do not feel that it was merited. I'm basically promoting him for being a pain in the ass. I still have not resolved the public order issue with this commandery. Zhao, I've been avoiding making you an administrator, but actually you do improve public order. Congratulations on your promotion. Still gotta fight in the army though. It's very much a dual role here. Okay, let's end the turn and see what our northern enemies do. Do they have any options? Will they charge into certain defeat? And if they do charge out, will our...
Seize this chance before we reconsider.
Oh, no, buddy. No, no, no. No. Rejection.
Ungrateful and short-sighted.
Well, I think you'll find that you've been the short-sighted one. So yeah, we have got our second army reinforcing. They'll probably be tired, but that's okay. Let's let's press on. And we've seen they do have another army. I don't know why they didn't bring all three south, or maybe they've simply reconstituted the army that I wiped out. It could be full of raw recruits, I suppose. Press towards the front line, serve their liege lord, and okay, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to stop the video here, and I'll spend my time setting up my forces, and then we'll resume when we're ready to kick things off. Thanks very much.